or just, cuss out all the time, and they would cuss each other out. My grandma go to the bathroom, and then granddaddy got to go to the bathroom because, they was up in age. And, granddaddy come, bitch, something cried up your ass and die. Jesus, die with it, Or you hear them hacking and call, bitch, shut the up. That they had an antagonistic relationship. Every now and then they try to kill each other, and.
And as far as your father, what history?
My grandma was a tall woman, see. My grandma, she was like the shortest of her siblings. She was 6'2.5". My granddaddy was 5'9". So I think he had kind of like a Napoleon complex and just wasn't going to let my grandma think because she was taller than him and bigger than him. I think, that was kind of it. Grandma wasn't no joke. But he would never go too far because my grandmother's brothers were really big. And like my Uncle Tiny, he was 8 feet tall. So, what the hell was my granddaddy gonna do, 5'9", around with Georgia Ann and Tiny 8 feet tall and come and pluck him, So, I mean, it was a mutual love, well, hate. They loved the family, they just couldn't stand each other. And yeah.
Where were they from, your grandfather?
Pitch, Georgia, but you can't find it. It's not on the map anymore. The state of Georgia has disavowed all knowledge of the town. It was a lynch town, see. White man came through, got offended that a black man could read better than him, and then he came back with his friends drunk, and they killed everybody, and my family escaped. Made it to North Florida, and nobody talk about it. We know it happened, and then Georgia swept it under the rug, and it's still hidden under underpasses and stuff. They have it barricaded off. Unless you knew where it was, you drive right by it, and they ain't pay no reparations for anybody from Pitch, Georgia either. They just swept it under the rug. So after that, my family went down to White Spring, Florida, and the baby of the 9 siblings, because there's only 2 left now. Everybody else gone. And my Aunt Teen, and then there's my Aunt Iola in Chicago. But my Aunt Teen is still in the family town. I took my husband down there to go see her. I said, this is the closest you're going to get to meeting my father, because she looked just like my dad. And that was my dad's favorite, his baby sister. Oh my God, my dad would rip down the Empire State Building for Teen. But ain't she great? She loved him. Oh my God, the picture that they took at the IHOP when we went during the pandemic, look at my baby. We talked to her, what was about a month ago, because we got to go down to Florida to go see her. And she's, where my man? She loved her some Gerald. But yeah, so the family settled in Florida, and then, everybody started migrating north around the 50s.
So your father, what was his education level? What was his occupation?
He was forced to drop out of school in the 3rd grade because he had to sharecrop. My granddaddy was so focused on his music career that he really didn't have time to work the land. And the truth is my granddaddy was a hustler. He'd rather go steal tires off the white people's car and sell them than sharecrop. My daddy worked, so my dad had the mule and had the hoe, and he tended to about 15 acres by himself at 9 years old. And my father was able to finish school when he went into the military. My father signed up, went into the Marine Corps. He lied when he was 16. My grandma, things weren't going as great as they were going with the land. There weren't enough hands working, and my dad could only do but so much. So daddy went to the military so my grandma could get the check and make up for what wasn't happening with sharecropping. And my father's life changed.
What branch did he serve in, and how much time did he serve?
Marine Corps. Hoorah! Semper Fi.
How much time did he serve?
About 3 years. He was a scout sniper sergeant. He was also a cook in the mess hall, and when the colonel came through and tasted the food, he said, this food is too good for soldiers who cook.
Real life. If that shit ain't real life, it ain't real life. Just ain't real. Real life street